Hi, I'm Liz Snedden. Let's have a look at fractions and recurring decimals. So let's start with an example so we know what we mean by recurring decimals. If I take the fraction 1/3, when I type that into my calculator, or divide it out, if I do it by long division, that will give me an answer of 0.33333333 as a decimal, and the 3's just keep on going. Now, I don't necessarily, when I want to write this out, I don't want to write out all of those 3's, but I also need a way to remember when I use this in a calculation that that 3 does keep repeating, because I don't want to round it, because otherwise I'll get mistakes coming in, what we call rounding errors that accumulate. So what I can do instead is, you can notice above the 3 I've written a dot, and that dot tells me that the number 3 keeps repeating. And so that's a way for me to be able to write the number out in full without having to write down lots and lots of 3's. Now let's have a look at a second example of this. Here I've got 3/11. So that number, 0.272727, do you notice how the 2 and the 7 keep repeating one after each other, alternating? So what I want to do when I write that as a recurring decimal is I put a dot above the 2 and a dot above the 7, and that tells me both of those numbers are going to keep repeating in that order, 272727. We can have a look at how to convert between these forms on our calculators. So if I clear the screen, so if I had, for example, 1 divided by 3, and I just write that as equals, you can see that that comes there, 0.333, lots of 3's showing. We've got the S to D button, which converts between fractions and decimals. So if I convert that and I press the fraction button, it turns it into a fraction for me. So if I had an answer on my screen of 0.555555, press equals. I don't know what that is as a fraction, but I want it as a fraction. As long as there's enough decimal places showing on the screen, when I press that S to D button, it will show 5/9 and convert that nicely for me. If I've got a graphics calculator, then I can do exactly the same thing. So if I do 1 divided by 3 equals, that will show me the answer in decimal form. And if I press my F to D button, that converts it back into fraction form. So if I had an answer of 0.8 and equals, and then I want to convert that, it will convert the answer for me. Thanks very much for watching.